Let's talk about the key files and folders in this project. So at the top, we have the app folder, or this is also called the app router. This is the container for our routing system. So in Next.js, our router is based on the file system. So unlike React Router, we don't have to configure our routes and map them to our components. We can simply create files and folders to represent our routes. We'll talk about them in the next lesson. So in the app folder, we have a favorite icon. We have our global CSS file, a layout file, which is a basic React component that returns an HTML and body element. This represents the common layout for our pages. Now, inside the body element, we have children, which is replaced by a page dynamically at runtime, depending on where the user is in our application. Now, in this folder, we also have a page file, page.tsx. This represents our home page. Now, for this demo, let's delete everything here and replace it with a simple markup. So we're going to return a main element. Inside main, we want to add an h1 and say hello world. Now back to the browser. Here we have fast refresh. So anytime we make any changes to our TypeScript or CSS files, the changes are reflected immediately. Now here we have a bit of a styling issue because there is a gradient, a linear gradient applied to the body element. So let's go to our global CSS file. Down the bottom, look at the styles applied to the body element. The background attribute is set to a linear gradient, and that is why we have this weird style here. So simply remove the background attribute and the issue goes away. Beautiful. Now I want to apply a padding here so the content is not so close to the edges of the screen. So let's set padding to 1 rem. Okay, that is better. So we're done with the app folder. Now in this project, after the app folder, we have the public folder. This is where we can put our public assets like images. In this case, we have 2 SVG files here, which are vector graphics. One is Next, the other is Vercel, which is the company that has created Next.js. Now, in the root, we have a bunch of configuration files. We have one for ESLint, another for Next, PostCSS, Tailwind, and TypeScript. For the most part, we don't have to touch these configuration files, but if the situation changes in the future, we'll come back and revisit them.